Grant, what are you doing?
Right now, I'm trying to get this cross member suture.
Oh, thank gosh, you're here. He's boring me to death. Hey, give me a rundown of what's happening over here.
On this frame?
Yeah, this frame. What is this frame?
We're just using this frame for mock-up. We're getting ready to start a super build.
Wait, we have the spare frame just laying around?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We've done several of these super builds, but we're kind of trying to refine some of the processes and make it a little simpler, a little quicker. Obviously, time is money around here, so if we can get something done a little quicker, but continue to have the good quality that we're seeking,
nice.
It's always good for us. So we're just using this frame for that, and then that Jeep over there is going to get all the goodies put underneath it.
All right,
no more sexy videos.
Okay,
This Jeep started out as a longtime customer of ours. He brought it to us. We put more of a daily driver type suspension on it. The new customer who owns it now is wanting more of a rock crawler, hardcore suspension, changing pretty much everything out that's completely on this Jeep. It's going to be a completely different Jeep when we're done.
yeah, I mean and let's go ahead and let's talk about why this Jeep is so special.
It popped the hood.
Because I had to drive it in here and I was like, what is that sound? Oh, okay. So this is going to be like the super build, like the best one, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes. We put this element.
I was hoping you'd react to that.
You were supposed to be like,
Wait a minute. Mine's the best one.
Mine's the best one for its application. And we put this Corvette motor in this about 3 years ago, and 2 years ago. And it fit the application the customer wanted for it. The new customer wants to be able to follow the big guys around and not have to worry about braking every time he gets into the throttle. And that's where Rob's super brain comes in and starts developing the suspension for it.
We've seen y'all hammer on these super builds. And,
yeah.
I mean,
They take a beating.
they do. The beauty is they're still, like, you can drive them on the street.
Yep,
That's what
yep,
makes them what they are, yeah.
Oh, for sure. That was the idea behind it. I mean, rock crawlers, things like that. Those are generally a pretty specific type build that you can't drive on the street. Our main objective with our super builds is that you can go pound on them and drive them home. In Moab, I think we proved that over and over. We were driving 30 to 45 minutes after a trail sometimes. Well, 20 to 30 minutes after a trail. And I mean, we were beating on them hard. This last weekend at Hot Springs, we beat the crap out of our Jeeps.
And you know, that doesn't say that things don't break, but our goal is to build something that you can take it out and wheel very hard, and with a little bit of maintenance and care, air up the tires, and drive it down the street. This weekend after we wheeled 2 days, we aired the tires up on one of them and drove it, 20 minutes to dinner and back without any issues. So.
What's first to this one? How does this build start?
We're gonna actually start with a roll cage. So we'll start ripping this thing apart. We'll basically completely gut the interior, get the cage all put together. Once the cage is together, then we will pull the body off the frame and start hacking brackets and building all our new stuff. It's gonna get a Dana 60 up front, Dana 80 in the rear.
Ooh. So. What about, you mentioned bumpers, doing bumpers too?
We're going to put OA bumpers on it, front and rear, kick plates. It's getting corner armor, rock sliders, you name it. It's getting the whole works.
It'll be ready to wheel it pretty hard once we're done.
So these are all the tabs and brackets that you cut?
Yes.
What is a super build? Explain to the viewers.
So
Even I'm still unclear.
a super build, it's just something we've dubbed the super build. It is basically our version of a bulletproof JKU. We go in and we cut all the factory bracketry off the frame, flat belly, put a big beefy skid plate underneath it, 1-ton axles, ORI struts, pretty much everything you could want in an off-road vehicle or a Jeep. Make it as strong as we can so that we can take it out and beat on the trails.
Does the body have to come off the frame
It does.
to install everything?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't have to, but it makes it much easier too. So this particular frame is going to get powder coated. Some customers don't want to spend the money to do that, but we highly recommend that for longevity purposes.
So you've got everything bent, welded.
It's all tacked together right now.
Okay.
Like I said, we made a bunch of changes, so we're kind of playing with some things, seeing how things fit, making a few adjustments here and there to make sure that everything goes together smoothly.
So what parts are here? Like what are we adding? What are we cutting off?
So we cut off 2 cross members up there. We cut a cross member off here. Obviously don't worry about the hash marks in the frame.
So this is rear, that's front?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
We cut the spring buckets out. So transmission cross member here. This cross member will be for rear links to mount to and for the skid plate to mount to, so it'll have a nice strong belly.
Are these 3-link or 4-link?
4-link.
Okay.
Yeah, triangulated 4-link in the rear. As triangulated as we can get in the front with a track bar. We've seen the 3-links and they don't operate real well, so we stick to the traditional 4-link setup. This is something new we're trying. We're trying to get away with having to go through the body with a crossbar and support and all that stuff, so we're kind of working on trying to better our design here, make it a little stronger for the towers and whatnot. So that's a pretty new setup, and then it'll get a gas tank back here so that we can have all the room for control arms and everything up here.
Yeah, because the factory gas tank's
Right here.
like, yeah. Oh yeah.
You could use the drill on the drill press.
We're just doing the pilot bit.
Oh, okay. We just were making sure you weren't just
Just a bigger vise.
put a level on it.
It's leaning left.
It's actually money.
Dang it!
It's actually money. Stop. That hurts like a mother. Ow.
Ready? I guess.
I tried to tell y'all.